Today we've got something a little bit different. We've got a couple of studio scale TIE fighters. One is a normal TIE from A New Hope, and the other one is the Vader X1 from A New Hope. A couple of modifications from the kit. These were by Steve Nyson over in the US. Let's start with the TIE first. The wings. This has been made with the original Koolshade. You can see the reflection on the surface there. If you don't know what Koolshade is, it's this material. Okay, this is Koolshade. It was originally made in the 70s, I believe, and it's quite hard to get hold of nowadays with the pitch. You can see it was made to keep light out of buildings, so they hung it up on the windows at the right angle and it kept the sunshine out. There are ones that you can buy, modern versions of this now, but this one is the original 70s stuff, so not cheap, but actually really nice. It's made from bronze, which is really solid but difficult to cut. So this one was cut with a 4-inch angle grinder to keep the edges as smooth as possible without distorting these vanes that are actually unsupported. This one was an original piece that I cut for this section here, but this piece, the orientation of the lines wasn't correct, so we spaced them equidistant to match the studio filming models, so all these reference points are in the correct place. So that's the wings, and inside there is a 1mm stainless steel piece, which is the whole size of the wing. So you've got a one-piece section of 1mm stainless with black vinyl coating on each side underneath the Koolshade, so you can still see black on black. But there's also a 5mm recess down this edge, under this edge, and all the way around. Inside the model we've got an aluminium armature, runs across this way, with a 1/2-inch UNF hole in the bottom, so you can mount this through the bottom by taking the hatch off there, and you can also mount it from the rear, as we've done on these. Custom designed stands to emulate the look of an Imperial design from Star Wars. There's the little cutouts in the metal, I don't know if you can see that. And this is all metal, welded together. Got the Imperial logo on the back. And everything is done with the reference in mind. So, relatively new paint job. There are scratches on the surface of this one and weathering. Difficult to see from this because it's so subtle, but you get the idea. All the edge work is done in Plastruct in accordance with the original, and it's a beautiful model. So everything internally is all metal. Armature side to side, armature front to rear, thin 1mm plate down the centre with the Koolshade on either side, and then capped off over a 5mm recess with the resin cast wing stars. That's the piece with all the detail on it. If you want to take off these wings, this centre section comes off on magnets. Let's see what I'm doing, filming and trying to arrange my fingers. So this piece comes off. Oh, I'm fumbling, I'm going the other side. Okay, this is the opposite wing, just because I couldn't get my fingers in the right place. This centre piece comes off, it's on magnets. It's got another 1/2-inch UNF bolt, which sandwiches the stainless steel plate to the end of the aluminium armature, which keeps them completely square to the armature. Just a nice thing to do if you can. That pops back on and covers up the offending nut. It's big. It's a whopper. There's my hand. You can see how big these wings are. If I turn it round a bit, put my hand on the front of the wing, you can see it's a whopper. No. So, that's the TIE Fighter. Lovely bit of kit. Made a few modifications, mainly to the armature and everything else. Got the B-pilot inside there. Turned some acrylic rod for the guns because they're transparent on this tie, and overall it's a whopper. Something that the client wanted on this one were engines to light up, so we've got a wee adjustable colour here. It doesn't make any difference because we're running the light through a bent acrylic rod inside the engines here. The engines have been tweaked and they've got aluminium nacelles to stop light bleed through the resin on both sides, and if you turn them on with this wee jobby here, there. So we've got engine lighting for the rear, and it's a lovely bit of kit this. I love this particular model. It's huge, like I said before. All the decals on there are a ton of them, more than you would imagine. This one has been decaled up with reference to the Chronicles book for A New Hope. You can see all the little marks on there, little yellow idents, red danger signs everywhere. Underneath there's a load more, difficult to spot, but they're all in there. And next up we've got the Vader X1 Tie Prototype. This one had a ton of modifications on it. All the internal greeblies inside here are using the original kit parts as much as possible. So that was scratch built to match the filming miniature. Also on this there are a number of recesses which you can see from above, cutouts in the wing. All the greeblies inside there were put in and scratch built. It's got original parts on the back here in a number of different places. It's also got a scratch built rear cover with a hole drilled in for the stand, because the client wanted this to be rear mounted. Again, we've got the lovely little metal stand for this one with the Imperial cutouts, a bit like the interior of the Death Star. And we've also got the Imperial logo on the back. These are backed with 5mm clear perspex, which is painted on the reverse side, which gives you a nice depth and three-dimensional look to the shadowing. Come on, focus in. You can see the shadows move and what have you on that little logo. They're mounted with an Sds system on the back here, which is a 1/2 inch UNF screw, but it's for a drill chuck. It's called Sds System. This has got a recess cut into the SDS, which is fixed into this pipe, which has a 10mm internal diameter with a small grub screw on top here. Still allows a little bit of motion this way, so that you can set the model up at an angle. You can see the bottom if you need to. You can see the engines are on, they're flashing because the battery's low on this one at the moment. Battery, incidentally, is in the top here. Top hatch comes off. We've got a 9-volt system on there, sitting on a nice suede mount, so it's lovely, and that's easily replaceable. Side wings were a bit of a pain, a bit warped when I got it. They needed heating up and treating with some cold water after being straightened in a clamp system. Again, it's a big model. You can see my hand in the centre of it. It's pretty big. It's probably, what, 14 inches, 15 inches across. And once again, very, very nice thing. Guns on this one are actually painted orange, so they're not turned perspex. They're turned perspex, but they're painted orange as opposed to transparent on the other tie. The rear cover on these was scratch built to match the filming miniature. This one was, I made a few casts of the original parts and put that one together. The original one that it comes with is this one, which has minimal undercuts for moulding. It's okay, but it doesn't look like the original. The original one, which is this is made from original parts. As you can see, there are really large undercuts on this one, as you can see by the overspray on the filming miniature where these panels have fallen off. Very tricky, these little 3-pronged numbers, to get them cast correctly. 2 of these are original and 2 are recast that I did myself. And that goes on the back. Should the client want to have this mounted by the lower mount, which is underneath the ball at the front there. So, Darth Vader Tie Fighter and normal tie, again with the SDS connection system on the back and a small grip screw in the top. So they should go well as a nice display together. Got the same looking stands, rear mounted, so it makes them overhang, makes them look really good. There's nothing underneath here, gives you a really nice view of the shape. So there you have it, a studio scale TIE fighter with real Koolshade, full metal internal armature on the wings, all re-sculpted on the ends of the wings to bring them into line, get them absolutely symmetrical as the original was. What a cracking piece of kit. So there we go, 2 studio scale models, 2 studio scale models, and looking great.